It was a bright morning at the Intergalactic Academy, located on a remote planet far from Earth. This was a place where beings from different planets gathered to study and share knowledge. Among them was Zylock, a young alien student from the planet Tharxis. Zylock was known for his curiosity and sharp intellect, but nothing could prepare him for what he was about to learn. The Academy's walls hummed with energy as students from various species chatted excitedly. Zylock, though, sat quietly in the back of the classroom, scanning the list of topics for today's lecture. His antennae twitched slightly when he saw what was listed: the rise of humanity. Zylock had heard of humans before, but never really understood their significance in the grand cosmic order. Professor Glexer, a towering creature from the planet Zinthos with 4 eyes and a body covered in shimmering scales, stepped up to the front of the room. His voice echoed in the room as he began the lecture. Today, we are going to discuss the history of one of the youngest and most surprising species in the galaxy, humans. You may have heard of them, but what they accomplished in such a short time is nothing short of extraordinary. Zylock leaned forward, intrigued. He knew that humans were not an ancient species like the Zinthosians or the Tharxians, but he had no idea they had achieved anything remarkable. He glanced at his classmates, many of whom were listening intently, their multiple eyes focused on the professor. Professor Glexer continued, "Humans are a relatively young species, having only existed for a few thousand years compared to the many millennia of other civilizations. But despite their short history, they have managed to reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. I'll explain how." The classroom lights dimmed as Professor Glexor activated a holographic display. A 3-dimensional map of the galaxy appeared in the air, with Earth clearly marked in the center. Lines of various colors spread from Earth, connecting to different star systems, each one representing a major event in human history. The first surprising thing humans did, the professor said, was their rapid technological advancement. In the early stages of their civilization, they were fighting amongst themselves, yet within a few centuries, they had mastered space travel. They began exploring the stars and quickly encountered other species. Unlike many civilizations that preferred isolation or dominance, humans took an entirely different approach. Zylock's eyes widened. He had heard of spacefaring species, but he didn't realize humans had reached such levels of progress so quickly. His mind raced as he processed this new information. Professor Glexor continued, "The next astonishing thing about humans was their willingness to form alliances with other species, even ones that were much older and more powerful. Unlike many of our kind who view strength as the ultimate measure of value, humans prioritize cooperation. This is a trait that still baffles many of us." Zylock raised his hand, eager to ask a question. "Professor, how could humans be so cooperative? I've learned that most species only care about their own survival." Professor Glexer gave a slow, knowing smile. "Ah, yes, Zylock, that's the question. The answer lies in what humans call empathy. While most species are driven by self-interest, humans have an extraordinary ability to understand and feel the emotions of others. It's why they can form powerful, peaceful alliances. This empathy is what enabled them to win over even the most aggressive species." The room was silent as the professor's words sank in. Zylock was shocked. He had always thought of strength and dominance as the primary keys to survival. Yet humans had proven that cooperation and empathy could be even more powerful. "That's not all," Professor Glexor added. "Humans also have a unique characteristic, their ability to adapt. While most species rely on their natural abilities or long-standing traditions, humans are able to adapt to new environments, learn from their mistakes, and innovate in ways that no other species can. This adaptability is why they've been able to thrive, even in the most hostile corners of the galaxy." Zylock's eyes grew even wider. He had never heard of such traits before. The Tharxians were known for their strength and durability, and the Zinthosians for their intelligence and technology. But humans were different. They were something new. "The greatest shock," Professor Glexer said with a tone of reverence, "came when humans fought back against the Reapers, a race of galactic conquerors who sought to dominate the entire galaxy. The Reapers had wiped out civilizations far more advanced than humanity. But against all odds, humans stood up to them. and with their innovation, empathy, and unrelenting willpower, they managed to defeat them. Xylok's jaw dropped. He had heard of the Reapers, a terrifying race that had conquered countless worlds. To think that humans, a species so young and seemingly insignificant, had been the ones to defeat them was almost unbelievable. Humans not only survived their encounter with the Reapers, Professor Glexer said, but they also rebuilt the galaxy. They forged new alliances, established peace treaties, and spread knowledge and technology to many species, including us. The holographic display shifted to show a series of peaceful meetings between humans and other species. Xylok watched in awe as the images showed humans working side by side with aliens to create something greater than any one species could achieve alone. They didn't just stop at defending themselves, the professor said. They inspired others to do the same. They showed us that the future of the galaxy doesn't lie in conflict, but in cooperation. They taught us the true meaning of strength, not in power, but in unity. Xylok sat back in his seat, his mind racing with new ideas. He had never considered that humans could be so extraordinary. He had always thought of them as a lesser species, but now he saw them in a new light. As the bell rang, signaling the end of the lecture, Xylok stayed in his seat, still processing everything he had learned. For the first time, he felt a deep respect for humans. They had shown the galaxy what it meant to truly be strong, and Xylok couldn't help but wonder how much more they were capable of achieving. Humans did YAT, he whispered to himself, a new sense of admiration and awe flooding through him.